What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. The weekly reset is back. We've just gone through our dailies and wanted to just have a chill week here since it's now the second week of the Hecate limited banner. For anyone still looking to possibly think about giving her free pulls, some folks that I've seen around the community have already built her up. Yet to really put her through the ringer, so I'm looking to see how that goes. Potential review coming by on that, maybe looking at her abilities again and how that sticks out. But this is a new week, so we are getting some new events, some new activities to work on. The previous one with the cube world is now cycled out, and we've got a couple of new things to look at for this week, as well as some potential draws. So let's go ahead and just dive right in.
I wanna be immortal, like a god in the sky. I wanna be a silk flower.
Alright, so here we are. Gonna be diving right in. Let's just go ahead and look at some of the events and what we've got going on for this week. Starting, of course, with the lady herself. Oracle Revelation is giving folks an opportunity to spend 6 tickets, which I just went ahead and registered for the chance at winning one full copy, 120 fragments of your girl, Hecate. Or for everyone who participates and is not the lucky winner, to still get 5 rainbow tickets. If you're holding on to some regular tickets in your inventory, this is one of those events that comes around that for 6, earning some rainbow tickets is always good, just to continue saving up. But for the chance to win a copy, even though the percent is usually low, just get yourself a shot at winning the copy or just building up your stack of rainbow tickets. Hecate is worth it. Continuing to look at our events for the week, we still have the exquisite wardrobe here for a couple more days for folks that want to pick up their rosary serenade, your active interactive, I should say, Hecate outfit, or you could just purchase the stationary one for the 180 outfit tickets. I went ahead and did some pulls with the outfit tickets that I had in stock. Weren't that many, I'm down to 0 now, but just to go ahead and get myself a copy of an interactive outfit, even though I don't have my own Hecate yet. But I think it's important for me to note and remind folks that through your gem top up, spending 10,000 gems during these full 2 weeks, we have 6 days left, you're gonna get yourself some fragments of Hecate, as well as going through your trials, which you still have your 6 days and 18 hours. You have to do your full 5 trials and then head on over to your illusion trials, which is going to just be 3 full chapters, which will get you some additional copies of Hecate. By doing the trials and doing your gem spending, you will get enough fragments to build 1 full copy of Hecate, and then load up the outfit. You will have her in your collection, for collectors rejoice. I definitely don't have her myself yet. If I go look at the evolved, I have 90 out of the 120 fragments, and that's because I have not spent enough gems. So here you can see I have 30 left that I can still go out and get if I spend the extra 4,000 gems that I need. So still hanging out there. We talked about the wardrobe, talked about the oracle. This time though, we have a weekly emergency supply reset. Almost went to the wrong one. So 13 days and 18 hours for just signing in. Get your chance to continue to collect some of your rainbow tickets. But for low to mid spenders who maybe just look at 1 pass to purchase throughout the month or whatever, this pouch actually has marks, which is just pure gas for any team, especially this last one with the link heart or the extra damage, especially the break mark. Tanks are gonna like assist or patience. Healers, you kind of look over those for now. The support marks of your HP shields, purification, and for any of your control girls, this one's actually worth it, and it comes with the pink tickets. Looking at about 28 from what I can count. Check my math. But 28 for this price with 3 different mark boxes, because these don't all have the same marks in them. With the rewards, makes this package very worthwhile for anyone who's looking to just do some low or very mid spending. Between this bi-weekly pass as well as the regular battle pass with the gems, shards, weapon tickets that you can get, makes this one very worthwhile. This one should be the first one you purchase, on a monthly basis if you're a low to mid spender. And then the bi-weekly pass could be the second one that you look at amongst cards and other items. But otherwise, it's just extra free rainbow tickets to just continue collecting. I'll go ahead and collect my gems. We're good to go there. Monthly activities. As you can see, my sign-in is going on. Just for a quick reminder, as I don't think I've covered this on any of my videos so far. Look out for the orange days on the calendar, because everything in the shop is half off on those days. Went ahead and picked out the SSR Girl voucher myself. This one being the first one that you should always aim for. The weapon ticket probably being the second one. If you like, this is a blind box for medals, which if you want to gamble and you're feeling extra lucky, you can consider, but always just first do your monthly weapon voucher and character voucher. Anything that's left over can be saved, or maybe even purchase any energy cans if you really need them. But these tickets are wholly expensive, so we're not going to do that at all. Joint exercise is back, so the folks are at it again. The competition is stiff, and we are in group 7 ourselves, just having gone through our first rounds of competitions here. Next up, I get to face Itachi, so that's going to be a very interesting match. Looking forward to that. And Jita, who's also very awesome in our cluster, as well as Headless, in the same group of us. I think Samuel was even in here. Whoa, what a guy. What a champ. So excited about that. Continuing to look forward to our other items. Combat plan, we're not really doing much with this one at all. Yeah, that's just your generic item. I think we're just gonna have to jump into immediately to our lucky flip. So this is an event that I have not had the privilege of experiencing just yet, but I've heard some feedback about it. So what we're doing here is flipping cards, which apparently it shows you what's available, with a grand prize that you can select. So here, I think the mark tickets are the most important ones to collect if you can. I'm gonna set that as a default just to see, because like the next couple of items are gonna have the same tickets, though maybe these become pink. Doesn't look like it to me personally. It's the same little sword in the square. I think maybe it picks up here a little bit. Artifact tickets is nice. Gems are very nice. Probably just take the gems at that point. And your sacrificial altar stones for your light and dark girls. So I guess this is one way, when the altar event is not around, to pick up some of those gems. And now here, the rainbow tickets start coming up. The advanced mark tickets, more artifact tickets if you're over level 90. And it looks like an all-round mark box. So that's pretty cool, because you can get your heart links, you can get your antibodies, and other marks of importance out of there. But this all looks very enticing, especially if you're really looking to push your spending limits, collect some vouchers, collect some pets, which include the 2 new ones, Fusang and Mecha Phantom, as well as floor 19 and over giving you UR pets like Queen Flora and Xiao Feng, as well as light and dark weapon vouchers, until the final floors where you're finally getting light and dark exchange vouchers, as well as UR mark boxes. These are the real gas, especially when you can select your different specialized damage marks, like where's our Rose? Like Rose Mark and Soul Sword. Tankers can get their support marks. Soul Armor and Heaven's Protection, very nice stuff, but this is looking a little tricky to me, because already there's red flags all around. First one, each flip on this floor, and we're only on the first floor, is 1 flip ticket or 1 wish point. And how do we earn wish points? By doing daily missions, and you just only get 1. Air exploration, mining, challenging in the arena, as well as signing in. Though it looks like it does pick up wishes per day. So looking at that, that's interesting, but because it's right now one flip or one wish per the flip of a card, this tells me that this is going to start increasing the higher we go. That's a concern. Also, how do you buy the rare tickets? Because, you know, we're going to run out of wishes. It doesn't look like there's many ways to get them other than doing these missions, which we only have 7 days of those to do. Looks like we have to spend 3 tickets per flip ticket, which seems a little incredible, especially if we start getting priced out with how many a floor would require per flip. Right here, I am just needing 6 flip tickets, but what if they cost 2? I would need 12. To get 12 of these on a floor with 6, I'd need to spend 36. I don't know about that. And I also hear, you know, because it looks like there can be space for more cards here. Does this board end up filling up? Do I end up seeing 24 flips that I need to make? And now I don't just need 6 times 2 per flip. I would need a whole lot more. That's a concern. But for flipping, looks like we get some cumulative rewards as well, which includes additional wishes for 20, 50, 100. It's all right. 150 and up to 200. That could help push you into the mid floors, but I don't think we're going to get anywhere near the grand prizes that we want with the rainbow tickets or mark boxes. Or even the shards here. Wow, these are loaded shards. Which I would need to go through 2 floors to get a full character into our UR marks or pet marks. Yeah, this is a little interesting. I can't exactly recommend spenders take this route unless you're feeling insanely lucky yourself. But let's just go ahead and do one round. We're going to do our 6 flips, collect our rewards here. I'll even spend a couple of the regular tickets if I don't have enough. But we'll go ahead and start. So, do I click on the card? Okay, that's 1. I guess I could just quick flip here to see how many I would need. Try it again. We got our candy. We see our timer going up on the side. All right, continue. We got our gems. One of these should be our card, right? Okay, we did not get it. We did not get it. So I'm going to go ahead and just bite the bullet here because we want to see this play out. I've got now 1 rare wish. Doing this on round 1. Oh. Yeah, we want to use it. So yeah. Automatically, you know, it's now looking like it's going to be the last card that will be our grand flip. So, you know, we're just going to do it. You know, we're here. We're showcasing it all. We've got our grand prize, which gave us our mark tickets. So that's 6 tickets now spent on 2 flip cards, which got us some basic feed and our grand prize. So if I click here, go to the next floor, probably the card. We want to go to the next portal. Okay. So it gives us a chance to keep rolling if we want to. Oh, I guess we can't. We've claimed it and cannot change it. So there's no reason to stay here. Let's go to the next floor. So now here we can go ahead and add what we want. It's always going to be the mark tickets on the early floors. Don't take the other ones for any reason. Take the mark tickets. These are much more valuable long term for your accounts. It's now there. You know, maybe I made a mistake. Maybe I should have clicked where it was. I don't know. Do they get shuffled? I think they do because the feed was over here. But, you know, it was a little sus in my opinion. You know, I didn't really need to click all 5 before I got to the grand prize, but sometimes it's just like that. What are the chances of getting the grand prize within the first couple of flips? It's still 1. We're on floor 2. I just kind of did a showcase, spent some of those tickets because I wanted everyone to see how this played out. Do I recommend spending on this one? Probably not, because it could get very frustrating. And this is really pushing on those strings of wanting you to gamble hard. So I would suggest maybe just taking your free rewards, take your mark tickets, maybe see if we get to 20 or 50 by the end of the week, but don't push hard unless these tickets are really burning a hole in your pocket and you've got extras. But personally, I don't think it's worth it. Tsukuyumi live stream event, even the emergency supply shop, or spending tickets on light and dark altar ticket, or sacrificial stones. Makes the most sense in my opinion if you're going to be using your tickets. So lucky flip, maybe not for me. But since we went ahead and wanted to maybe do a bit of drawing, I'm definitely, trying real hard to consider for Hecate or even her weapon. Thinking hard about it. I want to see who maybe comes out in the next banner before really deciding the pool. Mark tickets, the reason why I tell you that they're very important, because you have a wider selection for that you could really want in your wish list pool. And then go ahead and decide if you need defensive marks for your tanks, control boosts for your control girls, support marks for your support girls. You can go ahead and decide what you need, but these marks are the workhorses of what your team is going to be able to easily acquire. UR marks being a little bit more difficult, and you're fighting just the 50-50 pity system. This is a better way for you to accumulate the ones that you need to pick up. UR marks over here, rotating around. Steel shield is pretty cool, but thorn mark for Hecate for anyone who wants that. I just would always pick the yellow tickets if those are available. You don't have to spend your gems for them, but in events they do come around. So I've got a couple pools here. I'd like to get a weapon for my Helena or my Coco. Figured that we just kind of round out the episode for the start of this event with trying to pick some weapons up. So we go ahead and got a Guardian. Let's just make sure these are auto selling so we can save ourselves some time in the future. Pick out another 10. What do we get? Okay, we got closed weapon. I needed one more to make it a plus 11, so that's great. We can go ahead and get her out of the selection since we won't need her weapon anymore. But who else do we want? Good question. No one else that I'm really focusing on building that hard from the SR ranks. I think we'll pick... I think we'll go with Sharon. A couple more of her guns. I'm working on like a mini mechanic team myself, so we can just keep pulling that. Auto selling. Didn't get too lucky there. If we can get an SSR weapon, I will be incredibly happy. Oh, Helena. All right. First and Sharon's weapon. Okay. We are getting ourselves somewhere here. For Helena, all her weapons have just been completely escaping me. I've never been lucky with her weapons. So finally getting one out of this banner is incredible. We're just going to go ahead and pull the remainder because why not? We are feeling good. Just going to be feed for the rest. One more ticket down to 12. But we got our Helena weapon. Incredibly happy with that. And when it was also a double pull because we got Bomber for Sharon. That's what I'd like to see. So we'll go ahead and go look at her Helena real quick. I believe she's going to be on our team. We'll change Icy out because she was needed for boss fights. See, it's only a rank 3 and my Helena's UR, so I need to work on this weapon as soon as possible. So here we are, going to go. The important thing about Helena's weapon, reducing the attack of direct damage that she takes by 100%. So you have to hit her with other abilities for her to really feel that damage. But as a tanker on my team, I really like that for my beast folk. As well as my Hero and Euro support from New Human. So liking that a lot. And while we're at it, I guess, let's take a look at the Infinite Maze, because this time we've got the Tilted Temple. And I'm on floor 280. See if we can just continue to grind some of these out. I got the full Beast Folk team lined up here at the moment with Puff, Eve, Helena really tanking it in for us. See if we can climb some floors here before we hit a roadblock. Ran out of attempts the last time that I tried doing this myself, but here we have a chance on the video to just try to climb up as far as we can or see where we hit a road bump. Because I've really consolidated my resources into a Beast Folk team. Oldil and Helena and Shimosuke really holding it all together because these girls are a little rowdy. Collect our SR Beast Folk blind box and continue to climb here because I believe there's only 300 floors per tower, or like race tower. So here, you know, enemies from all different races come up. We just went up against some humans. Actually fought some evolved there too. I think our next team is going to be mechanic focused. Let's see if that's true. It's a mix. But we're still climbing. We haven't been stopped yet. They can't stop this. We're packing the heat. Cheryl, Eve, Puff, everyone is pushing their damage through. I guess we'll go ahead and watch one, see if it really is that easy, because we're kind of just speed running through these. We won't auto this one. We'll just go ahead and select our fight. Get that started. Have our Chao Fang and our Queen Flora go ahead and hit. Fusang is also really pushing it as well, so we're kind of skipping this. We're not skipping, but like going fast. You can see Odell get her marks down. Oh, Puff taking a huge chunk out of their armor. Check that out. Oh, even took someone out. So there's some shields activated here, and our Eve is actually not in this lineup. Oh, there she is. All right, she was hiding from me. Ripped some shields off and took the girls out. Yeah, one-shotted them. Yeah, usually you cannot penetrate these shields with direct damage, or even some sources of indirect damage. But Eve has that built-in ability that we covered on our last video, where she just strips those shields off, and you just saw that she penetrated right through and took 2 of them out, did some damage to someone on the side. So let's keep speeding up. We got our digital elf giving us a little boost. Helena getting some girls, even stunning. Because Helena at her UR, as long as she crits, is going to stun an enemy girl. But yeah, they've got their shield up. They think that's going to help them. Puff, not really breaking through, but taking out the healer. Cheryl also could not break through, so you can see the invincible shield label comes up every time. And Eve stripping one down and taking out Chloe. Alright, but yeah, the excess damage did not hit Rocket Girl. So here she is, now losing her shield because Chloe can no longer re-establish it. And the team going to town. Odell is critical here because it's giving her the voodoo mark so she can take more damage, which lets Puff just straight up put in as much damage as she can. And Eve is not quite finishing it off here because I think she gets a little ability here where she gets to go berserk and just tank our damage for an extra round. Oh, I'm going to read her abilities because she's hanging in there, just taking 1 damage at a time. There's some sorcery at work here. She's just not going down. Alright, seems like she lost her berserk. Her aura's not around. Alright, there she goes. Yeah, her berserk I think gives her some sort of immunity to damage. Alright, so let's keep on climbing here. Got a few more minutes that we can definitely continue to take a crack at this. You'll see our team, you know, feeding energy, keeping the 100% uptime on the skills that just drop higher ratios of damage on the enemy. You know, it's all direct, so we don't want them to have shields up. That's why we have crush marks. Eve has her built-in crush ability to remove those shields. And Odell and Helena both together stacking vulnerability on the enemy. Vulnerability meaning how much damage they take is increased, which is what we want to see when we are a direct damage team that needs to hit and connect with the enemy to do that damage. So here we're still climbing. Victory is ours. Floor 300. And we pass. So maze is cleared. Floor 300 for Beast Folk. Everyone is seeing. We'll go ahead and do our sweep, which is going to be 40. We have reached the top. Exciting stuff. What's our reward? You know, as we were making our climb, we were collecting boxes in the inventory. I guess it just makes sense to open all 17 of them up here. What are we going to get? For our Beast Folk faction, Ichinois, Nina, Hyacinth. Right, we got Lucy, we got some Rose copies, only 1 Deer. Okay, understood. Reeve, got a couple copies of her, and then Icy, who we're working on. Okay. So very nice. Climbing your faction ladder, being very rewarding. So as you can see, you know, there's definitely space to mix and match your teams, but it is also rewarding as you climb up the ladder in the tower for your particular race to have focused on just one. This being the payoff for me, having really focused on the beast folk. So yeah, that was exciting. Just going ahead and beat that ladder. The beast folk tower is ours. So definitely excited about that. See which one we want to go after next. You're gonna need a DPS character that can really push damage, because on these floors the enemy teams might have more combat power than what's available. They'll have the ability to generate shields, high defenses, so you need to push that damage through in the 10 rounds you have available. But very exciting, very glad, very satisfying to have had the team build pay off and get us to our floor. I'm saving some of the floors here because I'd like to at least get some dark characters before we push off the remaining floors. But already, once we had Puff, managed to really push ourselves up to the 200 floor. But I don't want to really run out of content just yet, because we have other characters to test. So a couple of these floors can be used for that in the future. Yeah, so very exciting. Questions for how to climb your ladders and how you want to position your team comms, definitely feel to drop them down in the comment section, because I'd love to help and see how we can configure your team to make the most out of your PvE modes. So yeah, what do you like about this week? That lucky flip event is a little sus to me. I don't think I'm going to be participating in that too much. I just continue to recommend to save your gems, save your rainbow tickets. If you're liking Hecate, she is probably the best out of the regular faction control girls, because that entangle is really nasty. Breaking shields, breaking control res shields is a tool that you'll want to have for your own climbs in the infinite maze and for the evolved maze, because those enemies get shields, and we want to definitely crack through those. But again, I think this is where we're gonna call it for this week. Very excited for everyone who stopped by to pass the maze with me for a little bit, draw a weapon for our Helena, and just take a look at what this week's events are gonna bring to us. Again, thank you very much, and I hope that your gacha rolls are very lucky. Have a good one.